A couple of Realizeit questions. Match each description to one of the scatter plot below. So here you have three scatter plots. The first scatter plot, the second scatter plot, and the third scatter plot. You want to use common sense to match the following description for x and y to one of these scatter plots. Your x explanatory variable, free variable, is the average outdoor temperature, and y dependent variable is heating costs for resident for winter days. Well, if the average outdoor temperature drops, the heating cost increases, right? Or if the weather outside is warm, then the heating cost we expect to decrease, right? So as long as there is an increase in x values, it means that the temperature is hotter. It means that the y values start decreasing. Warm weather, less use of heat. So the answer is scatter plot 3. We get warmer temperature. So here, as x goes to the right-hand side, you get warmer temperature. So we expect the cost of heating decreases. Next one, x is the height and y is shoe size for adults. Okay, common sense says if the height increases, we expect the shoe size to increase as well. So as the height increase, the shoe size increase as well. It is going to be the first scatter plot. This is common sense, so we are using common sense here, everyone. Beautiful. In this question, what do we have? It says, suppose that a group of researchers gathered data about amount of 3 nutrients, fat, sugar, and carbohydrates in 20 fast food hamburgers. The researchers gathered the information from fast food companies' websites. To keep measurements consistent, all data was described in grams. Using the company's websites, the researchers also identified the number of calories in each hamburger. Okay, the researchers want to know if there is a linear relation between calories and the amount of fat, sugar, and carbohydrates in a hamburger. The data about the calories and nutrients represented in a scatter plot below. A line has been added to each graph to help you see the patterns more clearly. Well, here we have a scatter plot. On the horizontal line, we have fat in grams, and on the vertical line, you have calories. So, as you can see, as the amount of fat increases, the calories increases as well. How many calories would you predict for a burger that has 20 grams of fat? Okay, 20 grams of fat is just right here. So if you look at about 20 grams of fat here and match it with the calories, okay, I'm doing my best to see what would be the amount of calories. It should be around this. So on the vertical line, we should be seeing something like this. So it seems like the information is about, yeah, 350, 380, they're very close to 400 and less than 600. So as you can see, it's just maybe around these areas. So any number in between is acceptable here, but we are just looking at visualization here, everyone. We're doing our best to see what is the best measurement to do the calculation. I would say, okay, this is the minimum, but it's not about 20. And this is this point here. But again, this is more closer to 30 than 20. Looking at the data here, or if we just use the regression line, because we don't have the observed values. There is no observed values. We're just using the predicted values, which is going to be around here. So it makes sense to say that it is about 380 to 400, 420. The following scatter plot shows the data about calories and carbohydrates in 20 fast food hamburgers. Okay. The question says, how many calories would you predict for a hamburger that has 40 grams of carbohydrate? Okay. 40 grams of carbohydrate is just right here. But again, we don't have the actual data. We don't have the actual points associated to that. We're just doing our best using the regression line to make a decision. So it seems like we're going to have around 570 to 630 calories. So this is this interval here. Any number in between should be acceptable because we don't have the actual value for 40. We are using best guess, best judgment, looking at the data and the regression line. Okay, imagine that 2 new cereals are being rated by Consumer Reports. Cereal A has 10.5 grams of sugar in serving and cereal B has 2.5 grams of protein in a serving. Use the equation of a line of best fit to predict the Consumer Report rating for cereal A and round your answer to 1 decimal place. Very good. So what is the predicted rating for cereal A when you have 10.5 grams of sugar? Take a look. Using the regression line formula, it is 60 minus 2.43 times. Remember that cereal A has 10.5 grams of sugar. That's why we use 10.5 grams of sugar here. Remember that the formula says sugar is just right there. You do the multiplication. The amount of sugar, which is just right here, we multiply 2.43, which is given to us, this is the slope of the line, times the amount of sugar, which is going to be about 34.5 predicted rating. So again, the data are just jammed together. 10.5 grams of sugar, it's going to be just around this. We don't have the actual rating for it, but when we're using the regression line, y hat, the predicted rating is going to be 60 minus 2.43 times sugar, which is your x. So amount of sugar here is given to us as 10.5. We just do the multiplication and then 60 minus that number, which is about 34.5.